cheated and smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty and hit little kids and cussed their teachers and took the name of the Lord in vain and set fire to Fred's shoemaker's old broken down tool house.
And that's not all. Somebody sent 5 dozen donuts to the firemen, and the herdmans ate them all, and what they couldn't eat, they stuffed in their pockets and down the front of their shirts.
And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi Wall's favorite pet turtle. And now Naomi can't take it to the YMCA pet show because her mother won't let her.
What was the word?
And they wrote in fluorescent paint so it glows in the dark. So when you can't see the turtle, you can still see the word.
And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in their school drinking fountain. Miss Barnes swallowed 2 or 3 by mistake. Somebody yelled, "Mildred, stop your drinking tadpoles!" But it was too late.
Did she get sick?
Not right away.
And that's not all. Now I'm going to tell you about the Christmas pageant and what they did to that. There were 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claudia, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the one rules in school, like those South American fish that strip your bones clean. And they went around town the same way, stealing things and tearing things up and whamming kids. So it was hard to get away from them. There is only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, because there are no herdmans there. But Jesus loves us, as they say, because he keeps them miles away.
That's my brother, Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him what his favorite thing about church was. He said, no herdmans. That made the teacher mad because all the other kids said nice things about God and Jesus and good feelings. But good old Charlie told the real truth. No herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they really thought. All the other stuff is okay, but the main good thing about church is that the herdmans aren't there ever.
That's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
Oh, well, it's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy in school.
Is that the worst one, Leroy?
They're all the worst one.
Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets you,
That doesn't make any difference. Glass isn't big, but she's fast and she's mean and she bites.
I'm sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from them. Go to church.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
No arguments this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Well, just tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
Oh, everyone's in it. Well, just think how I would feel sitting there on Christmas Eve and my own children not even in the pageant. Well, think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Bob? Wouldn't you, Bob?
Actually, I wasn't planning on going. It's always so crowded there, they could use my seat. I'll just stay home, put on my bathrobe, relax. You know there's never anything different at the Christmas pageant anyway.
Well, there's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie's going to wear your bathrobe.
You're just making that up.
why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph all the time, just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
Well, what about you, Beth? What are you going to be this year?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Well, there, why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard, that's not much of a drawback. Away in the manger. Always sounds like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir?
Bedsheet.
Oh boy, some choice. A bathrobe or a bedsheet. Come on, let's go watch TV.
You know, Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to make this a lovely experience for everyone.
Oh, Mom, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
You know, they're right, of course. Helen Armstrong directs the pageant. She's in charge of the potluck supper. She's the chairman of the bazaar. Why, I think she'd preach the sermon if someone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Uh-huh.
Maybe she'll be running the hospital this year, because that's where she is. I just saw George in the drugstore the other day. He tells me his wife broke her leg and she'll be in traction for 2 weeks, and laid up until the first of the year.
The first of the year, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
There's the bazaar and the potluck supper, the pageant. Oh, I feel sorry for Helen, but who are they going to get to do all those things?
Bazaar, Edna. If you do the potluck supper, I don't know what in the world we're going to do about the pageant unless... How about Grace?
Oh, I just can't. I'm so busy. Why, I have company all Christmas week. How about Grace? Hello, Grace?
Bob, I have to direct the pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that ever happened to it. It was always the same old Christmas story, the same old carols, the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them that we must choose our Mary very carefully because, after all, Mary was the mother of Jesus.
Yes, I know that, Helen.
Yes, and then I tell them about Joseph and how he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was in traction. How could she tell on the phone if she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
Like when they put you to sleep?
No such luck. Beth, we need salt, pepper, and napkins. Can you get those?
Important they all are. And I always say there are no small parts, only small actors.
Come on, Charlie, leave some for the rest of us, will you?
I'm hungry, Leroy Herman stole my lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you day after day?
How can I stop him? Where's the chicken?
Grace.
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
You'll need to get someone to push the baby angels on stage, otherwise they get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that, and he could keep an eye on the shepherds too. Oh, another word about the angel choir, Grace. Whatever you do, don't let them wear lipstick. They think
Helen,
that
there's
just
someone at my
because this
door.
is a play, that they have to wear lipstick, and it looks terrible. Grace? Hello? Well,
Excuse me, lady, could you spare me a bite to eat? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
Oh, for heaven's sake, it's just you.
Well, I get kind of lonely at the table all by myself.
Well, I think that Helen is very lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as the telephones are working.
I bet she told you about no small parts, only small actors.
I'm getting someone to push the baby angels on stage and making the shepherds shut up.
Yes, she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
oh, and Grace, don't get just anybody's baby for Jesus. Get a quiet one. Better yet, get two if you can. That way, if one turns out to be fussy, you can always switch them.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do, but things got problems. But there weren't going to be any problems. Of course, my mother didn't count on the hurting. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, you give me back my lunch.
Sure, kid, here.
You stole my dessert again.
How do you know?
Because it isn't here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
That's right. That's what it was.
Hey, Leroy, you think it's so great to steal my lunch, my dessert every day? Well, guess what? I don't care if you steal my dessert. I'll even give you my dessert. I get all the dessert I want in Sunday school.
Oh, yeah? What kind of dessert?
All kinds. Chocolate cake and candy bars and cookies and ice creams and donuts and...
You're a liar!
And candy and Twinkies and brownies and...
Who gives it to you?
The minister.
Why? Is he crazy?
Oh, I think he's rich. Sunday school, huh?
Hey, Ralph, listen to this.
That was the wrong thing to tell the Hurgens, and sure enough, the very next Sunday, they were in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the pageant.
What's a pageant? It's like
like the play.
Like on TV? What's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Mostly it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the parts.
Come on, Beth. Charlie, you too. David, come on. Let's get set up in here. All right. Now this won't take very long, so just all settle down. Good, thank you. Now we're here today to decide who will play our main parts in the Christmas pageant. But remember, everyone will have an important part to play. It's like Mrs. Armstrong always says, there are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always says?
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Well, don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means all the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir, or else nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. What it really means is that even the littlest baby angels are just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is as important as Mary.
Well, naturally you think that, Alice. I think Jesus is most important. I still think it means the short kids have to be in the front row.
No, Mary's
the girls.
Everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now let's see, is everyone here? Beverly, would you mind stepping out in the hall to see if everyone is here? Thank you. Now I'd like to remind the baby angels that they will need bed sheets and...
Does that mean the kids in the angel choir have to wear bed sheets too?
Yes, Doris, and if any of you... Oh, what's the matter? Oh, well let's make some room here for the Herdmans. Oh, well, now where did Beverly go?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Well, did she say she was sick?
She just left. All I did was I just said, "Hi, Beverly," and she just left.
Oh, dear. Well, can someone please remind Beverly about our rehearsals? They'll be every Wednesday after school. Be sure to be here to every one.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Now, whoever plays our Mary and Joseph must absolutely be here to every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we didn't even start yet.
Now we don't even know that Beverly got sick. Oh, Beverly. Oh, are you... Oh, let's find a seat. Oh, no, not there. Doris. Well, I guess we should start by talking about Mary and what kind of person she was. Now, Mary was quiet and gentle and kind, and whoever plays Mary ought to try to be that kind of a person. Now, who would like to volunteer to be Mary? Imogene, did you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary. And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph. Yeah, right.
Oh, well, I'll just make a list of volunteers, and then we'll decide later who they should be. So Ralph Herdman has volunteered to be our Joseph. Now, who else can I add to my list? Elmer, didn't you want to volunteer? Any of you shepherds?
No.
Oh, very well. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph. And now, Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. I'll just write that down. And now, who else would like to volunteer? Maxine? Beth? Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary.
Well,
Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
well, now, the wise men were usually boys, but of course they don't have to.
I'll be a wise man.
Me too. Hi, I want to be a wise man. Raise your hand.
What's a wise man? Just raise your hand.
What's up to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
Oh, well, it's the angel of the Lord who visits the shepherds in the fields and tells them that Jesus was born. Oh, we do have some volunteers after all. David, would you like to be a wise man?
No. I just like to say that I can't be a wise man because we're going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say so before?
I just remembered. And my mom doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Why not?
I don't know. She just said, don't be a shepherd.
I'm not going to be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. Now, what's the matter with all of you?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. She'll be the angel of the Lord who brings the good news to the shepherds.
And hits them!
Oh, now, Elmer, that's ridiculous, and I don't want to hear another word about it. Oh, now, Gladys, no shepherds may quit or get sick. See, well, that'll be all for today, boys and girls. You can go. Oh, I get to be George there.
Yeah, but where's the treats?
After school.
I get the
Alice, what's the matter? Why in the world didn't you volunteer?
I don't know.
You don't know? I expected you to volunteer.
Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know. I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogen would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be married in this Christmas pageant, and if you open your mouth or raise your hand, you wish you didn't. And I said, I'm always married. And she said, go ahead then. Next spring when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick one so far down your ear, and it will sprout there, and grow, and you'll spend the rest of your life with the pussy willow bush growing right out of your ear.
You know she would do that.
She would too. Herdmans would do anything. You just watch. They'll do something terrible and ruin this whole pageant, and it's all your mother's fault. Come on, Maxine.
Jane, Edna McCarthy, did you hear about the... Well, I'm sure it's got to be Grace's fault somehow. How else would the 6 of them end up in our Christmas pageant when they ought to be in the county jail?
Vera, Ernest Slocum, I just heard that Imogen Herdman is going to be married in the Christmas pageant, and is that a fact to all 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I would rather live next door to the zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogen Herdman? What kind of a child is that to play Mary, the mother of Jesus? And where was Reverend Hopkins, I would like to know? He was what? Visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm a shut-in and he wasn't visiting me.
So, I said, Grace, you just tell us
Tell him to go let the door. If I had been up and around, this never would have happened.
If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened. Oh, well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me. I'm on your side. Now the car's over.
Helen Armstrong is not the only woman in the world who can direct a Christmas pageant. I made up my mind to do the best job I could under the circumstances, but now I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant ever, and I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. Oh, after all, they're the only ones who raised their hands, and nobody else did.
Good for you, Grace. Now the car's over here.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean I have to?
Yes, you have to go. Now the inn is off stage, and the shepherds enter through here, and then they'll come and they'll gather around.
Where all the shepherds come from anyway?
What's an inn? It's like a motel where people go and spend the night.
What people? Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
What?
Hey there, Texas. At a motel?
Shut up! Ollie, everybody shut up! I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Imogen, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, that's what this pageant is. I better read it to you.
I don't believe that to you. They've never heard the Christmas story.
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they've never been to church in their whole life till your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph also went up from Galilee with Mary, his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant? She was pregnant?
All right, we all know that Mary was pregnant.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary's pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't think your mother should say Mary's pregnant. It's better to say, great what child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
My gosh, they didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew that the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was the matter with Joseph that him not telling her pregnant and everything?
What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, now they didn't have a bed in the barn, and so Mary had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put it in?
We stuck Gladys in a bureau drawer.
Well, there you go. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, and so you used something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie was still in it. She wouldn't get out. She didn't like Gladys. Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It says in there she wrapped them in wadded up clothes.
Oh, swaddling clothes. They used to take big pieces of material, wrap babies up very tightly, and make them feel cozy.
You mean they tied him up and stuck him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare that I have everybody in
There was no child welfare in Bethlehem. I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of
Snap! Out of the black night with horrible vengeance. The mighty marvel.
Gladys, I don't even know what you're talking
The
about.
mighty marvel, an amazing comics. Out of the black night with horrible
Gladys,
vengeance.
this is the angel of the Lord that brings the good news to the shepherds.
Out of nowhere, right out of the black night, right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam!
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense
What's that?
and myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things, spices and precious oil.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
Were they the welfare? Wise men?
No, they were kings.
What's about time something important showed up? If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were kings, and they were sent by Herod. And he was, well, he was the main king, and he wanted to find the baby Jesus and have him put to death.
My gosh, he was just born. They're gonna kill a baby.
Who's Herod in this play?
Herod isn't in the play.
He's out to kill the baby and he isn't even in the play?
Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod, and he says, go give me that baby. And they say, okay, because they're king and all.
But then they don't do it. They go back and get Herod.
I'm not gonna be Herod.
Nobody is going to be Herod.
No. Joseph gets the shepherds together and they go wipe out Herod.
Don't get killed!
No, forget about Herod. There is no
And
Herod.
hide her off the baby until the fight's over.
Somebody better go fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you go wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel.
Well, I wouldn't hang around in some old barn. I'd go get a broom.
Said there wasn't any room.
Then I'd throw somebody out. I'd say, I've got this baby here and it's the middle of winter, so either get out or move over.
I'd go after old Herod.
I take the angel after him. She could just point her electric finger and turn him into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, that. What's the name of this place? She never said.
Christmas pageant.
That's not a name. That's what it is. I know a name. I know a name. I'd call it Revenge at Bethlehem.
Oh,
Revenge at Bethlehem. The herdmen thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. But at least they picked the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, not baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the play. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum. But Mrs. Slocum said she wasn't going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby, and that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch up a baby, even at the last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book?
It's like a diary.
It is not. It's all about the herding. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple, and they still too. If you shake the birthday bank, it doesn't make a sound because they stole all the pennies out of it. And every time you walk into the ladies' room, the whole air is blue. And Imogene Herdman is sitting there in the Mary costume smoking cigars.
And you wrote this all down? What for?
For my mother and Reverend Hopkins and the Ladies' Aid Society and anybody else who wants to know what happened and when this pageant turns out to be a big mess.
Oh, Alice, come on down. Beth, come on down. We need to get started.
Grace! Oh, Grace! I just wanted to let you know that, we're all in the back baking applesauce cake, and we hope not to bother you too much. So, this is your dress rehearsal?
Oh, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a new baby a month or so ago?
Yes, 5 weeks ago.
Well, how do you think it would be if I were to call your niece and ask her if we could borrow the...
What? No, Grace. Oh, I could tell you a lot. I could say that the baby was cranky or sick or something else. The truth of the matter is, she's perfectly healthy and happy and beautiful. And we all want her to stay that way. So we're certainly not going to hand her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry.
Mrs. Bradley, you can use my notebook as recess.
David, I didn't know you had a new baby.
He's not new. He's 4 years old, but he's double jointed, so he can probably
I don't think that
I'll just get us a baby.
How can you do that?
There's always 2 or 3 babies outside supermarkets and strollers. I'll just get one of them.
Imogene, you can't just walk off with someone's baby. Oh, we'll just forget about the babies. We'll use a doll.
That's better anyway. A dog can't fight here.
Oh, Imogene, Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I just got my ears pierced. If I don't keep something in them, they'll grow back together.
They're not going to grow back together in an hour and a half. What did your doctor tell you?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys. She probably did it with an ice pick. I'll bet her ears will turn black and fall off.
We'll just find something smaller. Now, is this your costume? Is this what you're going to wear? You were all supposed to wear your costumes today.
I can't find my halo. My wings are all bent. Everybody's got my robe, and my mom doesn't have any other white bed sheets, so... Can I put those polka dots?
No.
I don't have a costume. I've never been a shepherd before.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
He doesn't have a bathrobe.
Well, what does he hang around the house in?
His underwear.
Just pretend like we're wearing costumes.
Are we going through the whole thing?
Well, yes, of course. Well, we'll start with the entrances. So let's clear off these benches and everybody get to where they're supposed to be. All right, Maxine. Just say the last few words.
Shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night.
Music, shepherds.
And an angel of the Lord appeared.
Snap!
Hold on, Maxine.
And a multitude of heavenly hosts.
Music, angels. Music, wise men.
I've got the baby here. Don't touch him. I need him.
No.
Hey, give him back.
No, Mary doesn't say anything. Nobody says anything. Mary and Joseph just make a love
lovely picture for us all to look at and think about Christmas and what it really means. Now put the doll back.
I don't even get to say anything. Some angel just walks up to me and tells me when to call a baby. I would have named him Bill.
Oh, what a horrible thing to say.
What angel's that? There's angels all over the place. Is that Gladys?
No, Gladys visits the shepherds to tell them that Jesus was born.
Yeah, until you, one child is born.
Unto me, not them. Me. I'm the one that had the baby.
No, that just means that Jesus belongs to everyone. Unto all of us a child is born.
What did the angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus?
Yes!
I know what the angel said. She said his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
My gosh, he'd never get out of the first grade if he had to write all that.
We should start over?
5 minutes, Maxine. Oh, 5 minutes, everyone.
We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Imogen Herdman spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. When Mrs. McCarthy went in and saw all the smoke, she called the fire department, and they came right away. They cleared everybody out of the building and dragged a fire hose through, looking for a fire to put out. But the only one was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake burned up. That made the ladies mad, and Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why did you call the fire department over just a little bit of smoke?
A little bit of smoke. There was a lot of smoke. The entire ladies' room was full of smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now look, the church is crawling with firemen. Baby angels are crying out in the street. The shepherds are crawling all over the fire truck. Half the neighborhood is here. Oh, didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
Oh, I didn't know it was cigar smoke. I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
Jesus is so important, right?
Mary is so
Jesus
important
is
for
so
me.
important. Wait, you guys! We have an audience. We're gonna have a 15-minute intermission.
And if you need to use the restroom, the ladies' one is on the first to the right, and the men's is on the second.
And if you want snacks, you'll have to go through this curtain and form a line around. Make sure you do go through this curtain or else the Rubens will get you.
Let's get that!
All right, now let me just get the lights here. Oh, watch your step.
Can't even see where I'm going.
Oh, let me do this.
Oh, thanks. do you want me to do with this?
Oh, I thought it might look like a palm tree. I can see now that it doesn't. Oh, I don't even know what's going to happen tonight. We've never even been through the whole thing once. The Herdmans, they still think it looks like some kind of a spy story. You know, this might be the first Christmas pageant in history where Joseph and the wise men get into a fist fight and Mary runs away with the baby. Where are the kids?
Well, all the kids in the world are downstairs putting on bed sheets.
No, I mean our kids.
We're here.
Oh, well, where are your costumes? It's getting late.
It's just gonna be awful, you know. They look like trick or treat, all dirty and fastened together with their safety pins, wearing their moldy old sneakers. Mary and Joseph, I mean, they look like refugees.
That's what they were. Mary and Joseph, they were refugees. They were far away from home. They had no place to stay. They didn't know anybody. They had no money. They were probably tired and cold and hungry and messy.
I don't know about cold and hungry, but they're sure messy.
Oh, Matt, do you think I
I
should...
think that you worry too much. Now look, you want me to push the baby angels on, right? And to push the shepherds on and to give them their staffs. When do I do all that?
Oh, just follow the script.
Okay. Shepherds, angels, wise men. It doesn't say anything here about the fire engine.
Oh,
Just kidding. It'll be great.
all right, everybody come in. Let's get on the stage. I want to see how you all look before we go on tonight. Now, Beth and Alice, you remember to be down front where you can help our baby angels. Your halo looks good. Gladys, where's your halo?
Our cat Mary didn't listen. I think I ought to say something besides the baby kid. I mean, why would they all get up and tear off after some baby they don't even know? I ought to tell them that it's Jesus. And I ought to tell them where he is.
No, Gladys. You say, unto you a child is born. And that's all you say. All right, well, we're as ready as we're going to be. Let's all go backstage and try to be quiet while your parents are coming in. And good luck.
Mrs. Bradley, actors don't say good luck, they say break away.
Break away! It's just a theatrical saying. It doesn't really mean to break a leg, yours or anyone else's.
Can I just break Gladys's?
Oh, and Imogene. Imogene. Try to remember that this is a baby. And that for tonight at least, it's the baby Jesus.
baby Jesus. I don't think it's nice for baby Jesus if he had colic.
Well, he could have had colic just like any other baby.
I don't care. It looks awful and they look awful.
So what? They just came a long way, and now they have no place to go, and no money, and a new baby to worry about.
Who, Ralph and Imogene?
No, Mary and Joseph.
And in that region there were shepherds in the field, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And suddenly there was a multitude of heavenly hosts saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men.
was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had, Irma. I'm not sure why, but I think it was them. Could that be?
Oh, I always get woozy about the pageant. I guess it's the children, the carols and all. But, you know, you're right. It was the best one, and it should have been the worst.
There was just something different.
Well, the angel of the Lord was sure different.
Yes, but I like that. Had lots of spirit. Why, sometimes you can hardly hear the angel of the Lord. I must tell Grace what a great job she's done.
You know, I just wish now that I would have met her how beautiful to be the baby Jesus.
Well, who was the baby Jesus?
Why, it was a doll.
Oh, I don't think so, Irma. That was no doll.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the Christmas story was about Jesus, but it was a lot more than that. It was about mother and father who were in a whole lot of trouble, and then arriving from the east, just like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogene birthing the baby, and the wife and bringing such a sensible present. After all, you can't eat frankincense. And even Glenn, he's in the barn, go see him, so the shepherds don't have to stumble all over the countryside trying to find him. But I guess it wasn't like that for Imogene. For her, the Christmas story turned out to be all wonder and mystery, as if she just caught on to what Christmas was really all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't drink any cocoa, they didn't run off with all the cookies. They didn't even take their candy canes.
Any kids left downstairs?
No, everyone's gone. You're still in your bathrobe. You're not going to keep wearing that, are you?
Why not? Someone might think I was a shepherd. You know, I wouldn't mind being taken for a shepherd at this Christmas pageant.
Oh, yes, you would. When it was over, somebody just came up and hugged me just because I was a shepherd. Should I bring this ham?
It's the herdman's ham from their welfare basket. They wouldn't take it back. Leroy said, it's a present, and you don't take back presents.
Leroy said that? They really must hate ham.
You and Alice Windlekin.
And now what about the lights?
They're on a timer. They go off at midnight.
Not far away. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas, kids.
Almost Christmas,
It
Charlie.
was Christmas, Beth.